My name is Marguerite Kahrl. I'm an artist and permaculture designer. I arrived at Torri with the idea of building birdhouses in clay for the ceramics residency. I'm a sculptor, but I work in a lot of different media. And my background is in ceramics. I would say that the history of form and function of ceramics has been really influential with my work in all medium, because I like to make things that function both metaphorically and then also have some kind of practical use. I use the materials very much to speak about what a concept is. And in this case, I used ceramics because there's a tradition of ceramic birdhouses here in Italy, initially also for capturing and eating the residents, but I'm using them more for creating a refuge for the birds. And so while my foundation is in ceramics, I haven't used it for a while, so I've gotten back into the habit of making using clay, and it's been really wonderful. And it's the perfect material to be making the birdhouses. I've selected a clay called galestro, and it doesn't freeze. So part of the process is you have to dunk it into water, and this changes the structure of the clay so that the humidity doesn't rest inside the clay and then break the pot in the wintertime. So they're porous, and that is also good for the birds. And I've made a modular system, so for each different type of bird, there's a different color on a map that I've mapped out the area. I worked with an ornithologist to verify my findings of which birds are living here and the specifications of the nest. So while the objects are what I call relational objects, they are nests, but they're also the sculptures, and then they also put people in relationship to the surroundings and the context. So the process is throwing the vases on the wheel in part, but it's also hand building them with coils or slabs. And I try to do this in a way that you can't quite tell where one process is stopping and one is starting. Then I've been using ingobbi, which are colored slips. I'm not able to use glazes because there's a risk of cracking in the wintertime if humidity gets underneath the glaze. So the ingobbi, instead, the slips, allow moisture to pass back and forth more easily. I made a number of different pieces, so a number of different openings or orifices for the birds to enter in, and then the cavity spaces, and then tested glazes, and then I've been making also groupings of the houses to go in different areas so they become kind of families. And the idea also is to reference groups of families or people living within the eco-village. So the birdhouses, they're birdhouses, but they also speak about creating habitats for, what's a habitat for people and a habitat for birds. And so you have different individual houses here for people, but the houses for the birds also are quite individually thought of too. So yeah, just a new relationship, being in community, also thinking about animals, not just people's needs. So.